Hello, I am Meshell Baker, your Chief Confidence Igniter, and welcome to Mondays with Meshell. Today's topic is transforming your triggers into career confidence. Yes, today we're going to be talking about those pesky emotional triggers that cause us to respond and react in ways that will be angry or volatile, that often end up with feelings of, embarrassment, frustration, overwhelm, and sometimes shame, that the reaction was just so out of context to what the situation called for. Now, first, I want to talk about where these pesky emotional triggers come from, what they're rooted in. They are rooted in the past experiences of trauma that are being repeated and replayed over and over and over again. So the good news is, because they exist in the past, you can remove them, control them, and deal with them so that you can have different outcomes. So today I'm going to give you 3 tips and a takeaway to help you to begin to master your emotions and these triggers that are causing, career chaos. We want to turn it into career confidence versus career chaos. So before I start, I want to talk about and give you a couple of examples. If you're not certain that you're having triggers, here's some examples of what a workplace or a career trigger will look like. An example is when a supervisor or colleague gives feedback that's negative and it causes you to feel defensive or inadequate. So the response or the replay in your mind is very negative, right? I can't believe they said that or did that, and that'll be for all of these. So I'll give you several more. Seeing a colleague receive a promotion or recognition you felt you deserved or you don't believe they deserve. So jealousy, resentment, self-doubt. Feeling being assigned an overwhelming amount of tasks or a really short, tight deadline will trigger stress, anxiety, frustration. Unresolved conflicts is the ongoing conflict with a coworker that remains, that hasn't been dealt with, will create anger, discomfort, and distraction. And exclusion from a meeting or project because you weren't invited to something that you deemed important or felt was important will cause being undervalued, overlooked, or isolated. These are all emotional triggers that, because of the current situation and past circumstances, will trigger you to respond in a negative manner. So how do you begin to replace that negativity with something more positive? Well, first of 3 tips is you must awaken your awareness. Now, what generally happens is, as I said, the regret, the shame, the embarrassment happens after the emotional reaction. Beginning to be awake when you have that emotional reaction is everything. So learning to, when you are in the midst of feeling yourself get hot, your heart is racing, your pulse is vibrating, your head is like steaming and you're frothy internally, being able to recognize that this is what is happening inside of you is your awareness, that you are feeling this way, and beginning to slow down and ask yourself, am I feeling this way because of what's happening now, or is this the past? Am I bringing my past history into this present moment? This is the first step. Tip 2, which is the next step, is to notice and breathe. When you can start to align and notice your body is triggering you, because remember, your body holds the emotion. If you follow me, you will understand your body holds the emotional history of everything. So it is triggering you to think that because this is happening now and it's always happened, this is how I want to react. And taking a beat, choosing in this moment to notice and breathe. All you need is 3 seconds to begin to relax your nervous system, to begin to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and to reimagine and reframe how you're going to respond in this moment is everything. You are the only one who can make the choice. No one gets to choose how you respond and react, only you. So noticing what your body is telling you to do and choosing to do something different is the only way you will have a different outcome. Tip number 3 is to activate your empathy. Understand that everyone, including you, is imperfect. We are all flawsome. That is a term I heard. Flawsome. We are all flawlessly awesome, and we will all be triggered. You get to choose to be a leader of yourself, which allows you to be a leader and influencer in your workplace, when you decide to respond positively regardless of what has transpired in the past. You are going to create and reimagine a new future. So understanding again that every human being has made a mistake, and you are going in an empathetic manner, assuming positive intent so you can create positive and favorable outcomes. Interesting fact, 75% of people research reported that their self-awareness reduced their emotional reactions. What that basically means is 3 out of 4 people who became self-aware were able to reduce their emotional reactions and to create more favorable outcomes for themselves and all involved. Remember, your career confidence means that you are creating favorable outcomes for all involved, not just yourself. And you will only be able to do that when you hold positive intent and focus for favorable outcomes. Now, how you can implement something immediately to begin to turn it around is, first, you must begin to look at your past triggers and see how you can actually create favorable outcomes going forward. So look at something that has triggered you. You can go back and listen to the examples and rewrite how you would respond, how you will respond going forward. It's not the circumstances, the emotion that was created or triggered that caused you to react in that way. So how will you respond to that emotion next time? And then deciding that you are going to slow down and breathe. So the next time you are triggered, you will breathe. Remember, practice requires repetition. It doesn't make you perfect. The repeating of this over and over again is how you begin to reframe, reimagine, and replace your triggers with something that's more confident and will create your career success. This has been Meshell Baker, the Chief Confidence Igniter, transformational keynote speaker, authentic selling alchemist, and confident living catalyst. Thank you for watching Mondays with Meshell, and I look forward to seeing you next week. And I want to tell you, if you did not see last week was about rehearsing. Are you rehearsing awful or awesome? There was a download that you can use for this week as well that will help you begin to reimagine and to replace those triggers with career confidence. Have a great week, and I'll see you guys next Monday.